I should be like you, Mel.
Ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Cherries fans from around the world. Welcome to another edition on a Thursday morning of Cherry AM with your two favourite faces, as always. Welcome my co-host, Malcolm Chiverton. Good morning.
Good morning, Ollie. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, very well. Very well, thank you, mate. How are you this morning?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Winter weather on its way here.
It is indeed, isn't it? Yeah, blue skies, but sunny, though. At the moment?
No, definitely not. Something might happen this morning. We'll wait and see.
Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. Straight into the chat. Dan Short. Morning, Ollie and Malcolm. No Semenyo.
Morning, Dan.
Doak and Adams. Obviously, I'm presuming we don't have any more injuries. Any info on how long they'll likely be out for? Yes, we'll come over to that shortly, Dan. Dan Short. Little pun there. Didn't even mean to do, you see. David DaCosta, morning, Ollie and Mal, 15 degrees and rain and sun. Ready to enjoy the chat. Morning, David.
Morning, David.
Chris Hubble, morning, everyone. Up the Cherries. Morning, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Matt Harrison, morning, Matt. Says morning.
Wow. Morning. Hi,
Matt. Dan Shaw, 0 degrees, sunny. Paul Sands, good morning, everyone. Morning, Paul.
Morning, Paul.
Matthew Harrison, lovely and cold here, sunny. Excuse me, love this weather.
Blimey.
Daz says, morning, Ollie and Malcolm. Beautiful blue skies, 27 degrees and legs getting some sun. You've picked the shorts again, but it is getting warmer, I hear, Daz. So, yeah, probably a good shout.
Hi, Daz. Good to see you.
Yeah. And Ray, Paul from Oz. Hi, guys. And Matt, Paul from Oz, 15 degrees. Lovely. Thanks, Paul.
Morning, Paul.
So before we get into the show, we do have a couple of announcements. At 9 o'clock today will be the part 2 of the Andoni halftime report with myself, Malcolm, and Matt. Please do tune into that. It's an absolute banger. And there's a third part coming soon as well, so do keep your eyes peeled for that. All three of them fantastic. Also, please do go and check out the Jeff Mostyn interview that Matt and Craig did, because that is also out there and very good to watch. Malcolm, have I missed anything in regards to announcements?
I don't think so. Think so. On the ball this morning.
Trying to. And as always on a Thursday morning, we will give you the rundown. Our rundown, not the Dean Court Social, which would happen with Matt and Craig. This is the Thursday morning from myself and Malcolm for West Ham this weekend, which we will include any current injuries coming back from the international break, our starting lineups, stand-up players, and score prediction, which we will jump straight into. Just a moment. Daz says, been looking forward to part 2. And Andoni, Jeff interview was awesome. Not all heroes wear capes. Yeah, absolutely.
Super.
Jeff's one of those guys. What a fantastic dude.
Absolutely. Yeah, brilliant.
Let's get straight into it, Mal. Do we want to address the international injuries first?
I think it might help because obviously I was struggling, to be honest with you, to put a starting 11 out.
Yeah.
Nothing. We've got no confirmation of who's available, who isn't. So obviously I have to wait for the press conference from Andoni.
Yep.
But I'm assuming Ben Gannon Dope won't be fit.
Correct.
After seeing the game. We'll knock on to that afterwards. Yeah, the internationals. Semenyo returned with an injury. Kluivert came back injured. Adams didn't go to America.
That's true.
Right, so we don't know. So there's a question mark if he's available or not.
I think that means he is available, personally.
Yeah, I mean that was my only question mark as far as injuries go. Normally we would have heard something by now, I guess. But Bournemouth being Bournemouth, they don't say anything, do they? They keep it very quiet and keep us guessing, which is, in a way, it's a nice thing because it makes us think, right, okay, if X, Y, and Z aren't available, how will the starting lineups look?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, if you want me to go into my starting lineup to start with.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, I think this is a good point. Semenyo is just for romantic reasons. He got engaged. I'm not 100% sure that means he'll miss this weekend of football, though.
I don't think so.
I don't. I think considering he's done it during the international break, I'm hoping he's used that time without.
It's a private thing, isn't it? So we don't.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, absolutely. Please do, Mal. Jump straight into your starting 11.
Okay. Wow. Where do we start? So Petrovic in goal, obviously, no brainer. And then if we go left to right, Traffier, Senesi. I'm bringing Diakite back in.
Yeah.
And right back, Adam Smith. All right. Why? I think his place was going to be cemented at Aston Villa, but unfortunately, because of the early injury, he couldn't continue. So I am assuming he's going to be fully fit and raring to go. In front of the four, I'm going to keep Adams in there simply because we don't know if he's fit or not. Because there's no news about an injury, I'm going to keep him in there, all right, with Alex Scott. Now, the changes come obviously further up front. On the right, Brooksy, Tavernier, and out on the left, I'm going to put Adley.
Nice.
All right, and up front, Troopy.
Lovely.
Okay. What do you do with the subs? Who do you bring in? Obviously, assuming, Kluivert, Semenyo aren't available. Dennis, obviously goalkeeper. Lewis Cook, Ever. Jimenez. There's no reason why he shouldn't be on the bench. Milos.
Yeah.
Ryan Christie.
Yep.
I wouldn't put him in the starting 11 simply because of the Scotland games he's had. James Hill.
Yep.
Soler.
Yep.
And Unal.
Interesting.
Now so here's my only change, if I would have to make one. If Tyler Adams isn't fit, then I would put Christie in. And then I would need another sub. And I would put in Remy Rees-Dottin.
Oh, interesting.
All right.
Okay.
That is, like I say, it was very, very difficult. It was a question of who fills in the back line. Obviously, the left side speaks for itself. No disrespect to Milos, but I think, Diakite is the man for that right side centre back. Yeah, and Smudger obviously bring him back in.
Interesting.
Now, whether it's, I don't think it'll be 90 minutes. I think it'll be a question of 60 with Adam Smith. They could also, they obviously options, Jimenez, Cook, or even James Hill could slot in. But because Cookie and Hill, they can also play in other positions, gives Andoni pretty good options.
Yeah, absolutely it does. And I don't think I'd change that too much, to be honest, but I would take out Diakite and I would put in Milos Savage. Let me run through mine. So I would go Petrovic in goal. I'd also do the same with Smith in the right back. I think you're right. I think that's due. I think there was a plan for the Villa game that didn't quite go to plan, unfortunately. And again, I think you're right with the 60 minutes coming off with either a James Hill or a Jimenez. I don't think that's a bad shout at all. But yes, I'd go Milos Savage, I'd go Senesi, I'd go Trefer as the other back three. And then, as you said, right, as long as everyone's fit and healthy, I think my lineup would then be Adams and Scott. I'm pretty sure Adams is fit and healthy. I'm pretty sure. So I'd go Adams and Scott, and then I'd go Tav, Adley, Krupi up front, and Christie in centre attack mid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just feel, and there's a reason behind this, and I feel like we need to really set the pace in the West Ham game. I think if we go in a bit lackluster, then we could go 1-0 down. And I think that would be hugely detrimental. So I think we really need to come out and almost unify as one immediately, just to try and get a couple of goals in the net in the first half. This is really what we need to do in West Ham. We really need to secure our position in our team and fight against what's been happening. But incredibly interesting. I do agree with the subs again. I think subs coming on at 60 to 70 minutes. I think there's going to be some blinders coming on, including Adley. I want to run through some of these comments as well, because there's an interesting team sheet there that Dan's pulled out. So Darren says, good team, Malcolm.
Thanks, mate.
And also says, Paul, I agree. Let's see Milo the Savage. Paul from Oz says, watch Gannon Doak celebrating with the team after the Scottish game. Seemed to be moving around freely, although possible hamstring reported.
Yeah.
Dan Shaw, Petrovic, Hill, Senesi, Milos the Savage, Trefer, Christie, Scott, Adley, Brooks, Tav, Krupi or Evan Nilsson. Subs, Dennis Smith, Unal, Soler, Adams, Jimenez, Cook, Dotton. I mean, it's not too far off what was probably going to happen, is it really? Apart from Hill, I don't think Hill will start.
I don't think he will either.
And I don't think Christie will start. I think you're right about that as well, Mal. But we'll see. Chris says, I agree with you, Dan. That is a great team. Dan Short says, instead of Dottin. Paul says, no room for Brooks instead of Adley. Possible. Yeah, absolutely possible. Again, I was more thinking about internationals. I just had, two heavy games for Wales in the last week. Daz says Petrovic, Smith, Milo the Savage, Senesi, Trefer, Christie, Cook, Semenyo, Brooks, Adley, Evan Nilsson.
Well, I think we can count out Semenyo, can't we?
Yeah, I think yeah. Well, not necessarily.
Potentially,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a weird one, isn't it? How would we take that if Semenyo didn't play? What is technically quite a detrimental point of the season, considering we've had a number of wins. We're now mid-table, just in the top 10. We do need 3 points. Would it be frowned upon if Semenyo went and had a romantic weekend away with his newly engaged wife? Like, how would that be looked at, do you think?
Guy isn't fit, he doesn't play. Full stop. Like I said, private is private.
Yeah.
They are allowed time away from the club. The club does allow players for whatever reasons. Look, just as an example with Tyler Adams, when he had his second child, they give him time away, so which is really good. They're human,
Yeah.
So yeah, deserve that. I've just seen the last or the latest comment.
Semenya will play. He needs to get his priorities in the right order.
But we'll know more later, I guess. Where the injuries are concerned. Now I'm gonna go for 2-0.
Okay.
With Troopy getting a brace and my man of the match.
Wow. Okay, that would be amazing. That would be really fantastic.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth will start actually on the front foot.
Okay,
I really do. Yeah,
I
do believe that they will show a reaction to the Aston Villa game or performance. Yeah.
Agreed. I'm going to go slightly different. I actually think it's going to be an Alex Scott performance. I think Alex Scott's going to come back. I think he's going to really, really perform. I think between him and Adams, I think Adams will get on the pitch. I've got a feeling. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a 3-1, and I'm going to go standout players Scott and Adams.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Very excited. Very excited for the Premier League to be back. Obviously, as always. I know that Malcolm, you enjoy, out of most people, the international break because of all the different types of football on. But I think I stand with a lot of the Prem fans saying, yeah, crikey, I cannot wait for the Premier League to be back. So very, very excited for this weekend. Darren Hurst is very close to your prediction there. Predicted a 3-1. Evan Nielsen 1, Christie 1 and Croupy 1. But yeah, so that's good. That's our predictions for the weekend. Score predictions, standout players, and that's us. You will have the Dean Court Social a bit later on. Now, for other news, we did want to bring you an update on the international games. Obviously, we've got our players returning, but my goodness, was there some results in the last week? Mal, I know that you watched the games. I didn't. I had to catch up, but crikey, can you give us a rundown on the Scotland and Wales games?
I didn't see the Wales game because I was obviously watching the Scotland game. I mean, it was a winner-takes-all match. Even pre-kickoff, I was really, really up for it. I don't take this narrative, oh, it's Scotland. For me, it's a home country.
Yeah.
So, get behind them. But wow, I mean, what an atmosphere. The stadium was actually bouncing before kickoff. And what a start. What a start. The McTominay overhead kick. Super assist from Doak.
Yeah.
I thought, I can't believe what I'm watching here. Scotland going at it from the get-go. Don't normally see that.
Yeah. And not against any normal team either. This isn't like a North or San Marino. This is Denmark.
Yeah, Denmark are a really class outfit. They got some very talented players and they play really good football. And it was no surprise, that they couldn't sustain, the start that they had.
Yep.
And obviously Denmark grew into it then. Absolutely wonderful, to watch how it's almost effortless.
Yep.
The way they knock the ball around, the way they find spaces, and deservedly got back to 1-1. Questionable penalty. Robertson foul right on the line. Oh, was it? I mean, the attacking player wasn't actually in the box, but because Robertson's foot was on the line, That's what they take into account. So,
Yeah.
1-1 from the spot. Excuse me again. How is it going to pan out? Just unbelievable, in that second half, how the game went. Nerves. I mean, I was relieved that it wasn't England or Bournemouth playing, but I could understand how, many Scottish fans would have been sort of chewing nails or whatever, but they stuck to their task. Obviously, need to mention that Ben Gannon-Doak, after 20 minutes, pulled up and got substituted,
Absolutely.
which
Yeah.
is, and it did look like a hamstring.
Yeah.
Obviously, in a lot of discomfort, but okay, that's football. It happens. Unfortunately, he's one of ours. And then we move on. Brilliant corner to make it 2-1. I mean, the guy was on the line, whether it was going to go in direct from the corner, but nevertheless, absolutely brilliant ball in.
Yeah.
And thinking, wow, looking at the clock, they could get this over the line here, only to be pulled back 4 minutes later. Was it Dorgo? So nicely put away. Can you say it's bad defending? I don't know. But Scotland played defensively. They were, for me, like rocks. They were throwing themselves in blocks, whatever, anything just to keep the ball out. It's what they do. Sometimes it's not pretty, but that is Scotland. That's typical Scotland.
Yep. I mean, it didn't help that Danish got a red card 60, 70 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry, but that one, even for me, it wasn't even a yellow.
Yeah.
In real time, I can understand why the referee gave it in real time. But when you look back, on the replays, there was nothing in it really. It was just a slight shove. Yeah, McGinn was going to be away, but perhaps that was the reason the ref gave it. But, that's football.
Yeah.
Whether he was influenced from the crowd is another question. But having said that, Denmark, even with 10 men, you wouldn't believe that they had 10 men because they were going forward and trying to score again.
Yeah.
Very unlucky, to be honest with you. But I'm not taking anything away from the passion and the willingness of all the Scottish players and all the subs that Clark made. He got it spot on.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and can we give a shout out to Kenny McLean?
Yeah,
big shout out to Kenny McLean for that last goal. Crikey.
Yeah, well, if we go one before, Tierney.
Tierney, yeah.
What a beautiful strike! I mean, it was perfection. Almost passed it into the net. It's quite easy for a player around the edge of the box to just simply blast it. But it seems to be the norm these days that the players are saying, right, don't go for power, go for accuracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen that quite often recently. Really, really super goal. And I thought, well, that's it, 92 minutes, you're going to hold out now. But still, Denmark came, looking for an equaliser, because obviously if it was a draw, Denmark would have qualified and then Scotland would have to go through the playoff system.
That's right, yeah.
Which, for the playoffs, is the draw is today, later on today. So that's going to be interesting. But we'll come on to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fourth goal, what can you say? What can you say? The beauty of that, I mean, for most of the people, I don't know if they picked it up. I was sat watching, and the commentary was absolutely brilliant. And it was one of those iconic moments in football. It's actually up on YouTube, and you can find, if you look, you can find it, where they had the commentators there, and I think BBC Scotland commentators were next to the others there.
Yeah.
And somebody was shouting, "Shoot!" Shoot, because they could see, obviously, keeper way off his line.
Way off his vault. Yeah, outside the box almost. Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, well, what's the guy going to do? What's he waiting for? And he did. It was one look up. He saw it. Perfection.
Yeah.
Absolute perfection. Oh, the scenes. I mean, I was just so happy for everybody involved. Absolutely awesome. Grown men crying in the stands. Yeah. I mean, we've lived all this sort of stuff, and we can relate to it. Obviously, that's on a different level because it's their national team. But wow, what a game! Congratulations to Denmark for really putting in a performance there. That, to be honest with you, Scotland weren't 2 goals better than Denmark, in all honesty.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a qualifier, as you said, what a qualifier. First time that Scotland have qualified in 28 years, I think it is. Which is enormous. You can imagine the celebrations that they had.
They're probably still celebrating, actually.
Yeah, you know what? It's probably yesterday was probably a day of celebration in Scotland. National day of celebration from now on. But no, kudos, absolute hats off. It's amazing to see, and not quite as exciting, the game, but similar results, right? For Wales winning 7-1 last night against North Macedonia. One of I think the biggest win they've ever had in a World Cup qualifier.
I believe it is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And again, outstanding results. Harry Wilson hat-trick, a Brooks assist and goal. There was loads happening in the Wales game. So that now means Scotland, Wales, England and Ireland are all qualified, if I'm correct in thinking.
No. Wales going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They could come up against Ireland.
Okay.
All right. I'm not sure about Northern Ireland. That's an iffy one because of rankings, seedings, positions. I don't know. It's something I'm going to have to look at today. But obviously, I'm going to keep my eyes open for the draw later on to see how that goes. But they're still in with a shout.
Amazing.
But super amazing. Obviously, England. So I won't say strolled it, but it was as good as a stroll. They did have to fight in Albania. Got the job done. But Scotland, wow, that was just so unbelievable. And having watched their performance the previous game in Greece, it was just like, how can they be so bad and so good in one game? It's just like,
it's typical.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. But this is why we love football, isn't it? We watch and we can, I wouldn't say so much analyse, but a quick reflection over 90 minutes after what you've just seen. Try and I couldn't put into words, the 90 plus 9 minutes, whatever it was that Scotland played. I was so speechless. Mm-hmm. I was just so happy for them. Really was. Obviously, having Christie and Doak, so there's 2 more Cherries going to America, Canada, Mexico.
Yeah.
So hats off to them.
Yep, absolutely. There's a couple of comments in the chat. Bear with me. Dan Short says Doak is out with hamstring injuries. Into Premier League injuries. That's correct. Darren Hurst, done that one. Dan Short says 2-1 Cherries with fingers and everything crossed.
Yep.
I don't think Doak will be playing, Sean. So I don't think he'll be coming off the bench to score, unfortunately.
He won't be playing.
No, David DaCosta 2-1, Croupy. Paul Sands, trouble is with Scotland fans, they always want England to lose.
I mean, that's a bit old hat, isn't it? But there is.
Yeah. I can't. Annoyingly, I can't deny that because I have seen it and I've had it, and it's really unfortunate. But you'd like to think it starts to stop a little bit as we move further in this kind of world that isn't the nicest place to be in anyway. You'd like to think that football fans consolidate together and support each other moving forward. I'd like to think that naturally.
Can I throw something in here?
Of course you can.
Because it is a nice point. Last time the Euros were in Germany, weren't they?
That's right.
Now, I was on a tram on my way back home one evening, and there were two Scottish fans with flags and everything actually in the tram. And they were sat a little way up from me. And just before my stop came, I thought, I know what, I'm going to go and say hello. And I think they had to play Germany in Munich the day after. So that would have been a Thursday evening, it was a Friday that the game was. So I walked up to them and just said, good luck tomorrow, guys. And they were absolutely, here in the middle of Berlin, and the guy comes up and speaks English. Yeah. And the first thing they did was give me their hands and shake hands, and they really, really appreciated it. So, it's just a little gesture.
Yeah.
It's just showing, bit of compassion, how you are as a person, really.
Absolutely. And everyone's different, right, Mal? I mean, in Bournemouth, where I lived for 15, 16 years, and I've only just moved away, my next door neighbour, and still is my mum's next door neighbour, is Derek, who is Scottish and heavily Glaswegian, and is the biggest Bournemouth fan I think I've ever met. Wow. And he's a lovely guy. Lovely guy. So, Derek, if you're watching, shout out to you, my friend. I agree with you, mate. I think it depends exactly on the situation you're in, where you are, and who you're bumping into, I guess. Puppy Dog, welcome to the show. Northern Ireland playoffs for the National Leagues.
Okay.
I think that's a question. Is that a question?
I don't know.
And then also said Macedonia put out Moni Italy again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Not the biggest fan of Italy national team.
What's happened to them?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Isn't it weird?
There's something going on behind the scenes, isn't there?
Wow. Yeah. It's just absolutely unbelievable. It really is.
Yeah. And just before we get into that, Dad says Scotland did get to a World Cup semi-finals once, I believe. He was a referee.
Well done.
Awesome. As always on a Thursday, we don't have the craziest amount of stuff to talk about, but luckily this morning we did have a few things to push back on. Puppy Dog says National League qualify Northern Ireland and Macedonia.
Okay, thanks for that. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
And welcome to the show. Not seen your name before. So Mal, unless there's anything else, this week was a quieter week. Next week we're a bit more jam-packed, aren't we? With Monday's Cherry Slaps, Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning, and then obviously more football at the weekend. So everyone in the chat, please do keep your eye out for the Andoni Part 2 halftime report, which comes out at 9 o'clock. I believe next week will be the Part 3, but keep your eyes peeled for that. And also go back and watch the Jeff Mostyn interview as well, if you get time. Fantastic.
I might do that again. Actually, watch it again.
Yeah.
I just love listening to Jeff. I've seen three different videos that he's or interviews that he's done.
Yep.
And such a likable guy.
Yeah, absolutely is. Yeah.
It's like talking to you, Ollie.
Thanks, Mal. Being compared to Jeff Mostyn. What can I say? But I tell you what, Jeff hasn't got one of these hats. I guarantee you.
He's got something a bit bigger, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah. I haven't got one of his, but he's definitely not got one of mine. Right, two more comments before we shoot off. Italy and Germany, two of the best sides ever. Neither at their full potential. Completely agree, Paul.
Yeah.
Daz says, "Who wants a live Villa watch along?" By me.
I
think it's West Ham. Villa was last time.
Are you referring to West Ham? I mean, I have been asked about this. Okay, I'm going to throw this out there now. The powers that be have asked, will we do a watch along this weekend? And bearing in mind, it's not just doing the Cherry AM, it's doing the cherry pickings. They are very time consuming. You know, obviously it's not just sitting in front of a camera doing it. And I wanted to give it a rest this weekend simply because of that, and maybe do the week after.
Okay.
But Darren, just send me a WhatsApp, mate. Just send me a WhatsApp and we can discuss it. All right.
Yep.
But if any of the fans want to, you know, have their say, yeah, we understood that, Daz. Yeah, sorry, Hammers. Yeah.
He does say if enough interest, he might do it at 11 p.m. Mal, if you're not available, I'm in this weekend, so I may jump on. I'd be happy to. So
you know, that's not a bad thing. You and Daz do a watch along because you can both talk the hind legs off a donkey, can't you?
Yeah. It's very true. Very true. Yeah, I don't think me and Daz have done. Well, actually, we have. Yeah, we've done a Cherry AM together.
You have. You haven't done a watch along.
We haven't done a watch along. So yeah, that'd be interesting, and I'd be keen. Watch this space. You never know. We could have an additional show this weekend, and he does say you can have your rest, Malcolm. He's offering himself, so maybe I'll offer myself with him. So we'll catch up after the show, and Daz, I'll be in touch, mate, and we'll organise something.
That sounds good. Spontaneously done. Brilliant.
Yeah, live as well. So there you go, chat. You've got one more show coming now at the weekend, which will be a live watch along for me and Daz. And
you have to get them in while you can, Ollie.
I know, mate. I've only got 12 more days of availability, guys. So, fantastic as always. Appreciate you joining me on this Thursday morning, Mal. Anything else before I say goodbye?
My pleasure to be here, as always. Obviously wish Laura good luck in the coming days. Naturally yourself. Big shout out to Scout too. For everybody in the chat, have a great Thursday, and we'll see you on the next one. So up the cherries.
Absolutely. Up the cherries. Thanks again, all, and see you again next time.
TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
I should be like you, Mel.